No, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Period. Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be giving you our Barcelona versus Real Madrid El Clasico match preview. Absolutely huge game. But guys, as always, I post all on my social media platforms down below in the description. Everything's at CulePodcast. Go make sure to check me out. All links are posted down below in the description. And guys, tomorrow is an absolutely huge game against Real Madrid. But let me introduce my co for tonight, Alex. Alex, say what's
Hey
up.
guys, how's it going?
Okay, guys, absolutely huge game. As I've said multiple times so far, but massive game. Barcelona is going to be playing against Real Madrid at home. Alex, what are your sensations going into this game? How are you feeling? Just like a brief introduction on how you're feeling about the game.
Well, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with all you guys watching. I'm shitting bricks right now because we have very important injuries. Um, the team is not at full capacity. Well, I mean, in the sense that it's not where it should be, right? With the players that it has, right? We have a lot of injuries right now. And I lie to you if I were to tell you that I have confidence going into this, but I don't. I can still see us winning. I just think I wouldn't be upset with a tie given the circumstances. That's as real as it gets.
Okay, I mean that's solid. We are going to talk about our match predictions, and then I'm gonna basically say like my scoreline on what I think the game's going to go. But as you said, I think Barcelona they're in a tough position because we have so many injuries. We have Pedri out, we have Frankie out, we have Rafinha out, we have Lewandowski, Sergio Roberto, Kunde. We have so many players injured, and it's going to make things very difficult for Xavi. And when things are going to be difficult in the game, Xavi isn't going to have those options off the bench. And Real Madrid, they're basically coming into this game with their best starting 11, with the only like notable absences being Thibaut Courtois and Militao. Both of them have torn their ACLs and big injuries, and so it's most likely that they're not going to be able to play for Real Madrid this season. But those are their two big players. And when I look at how Barcelona can go into this game, I'm looking at a draw. I'm looking at a draw. I think that the squad overall, um, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. But guys, let me just show you this real quick. This is the times right around the world in which you guys can go watch the game. The game is tomorrow. The game is going to be played at Barcelona at 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, local time, and then for us, it's going to be played at 10:15 Eastern time. But this is the reported rumored lineup. You have Ter Stegen in goal, Balde, Christensen, Araujo, Cancelo in the defense. In the midfield, you're going to have Gundogan, Gavi, or Romeo, and Fermin Lopez. And up top, you're going to have Joao Felix and Ferran Torres. Alex, what are your thoughts on that lineup?
Well, I honestly think this is the way to go considering our injuries. No De Jong, no Pedri, and of course those are big misses, big losses. Same with Robert Lewandowski up top. You know, much needed firepower there. But I will say I'm happy with the defense. I think that's the best defense we have, regardless. I think that's the best way we could go into this game. Midfield wise, we're still solid. Gondogan is a class player, as we all know. Gavi, goes without saying, is phenomenal. Romeo has had a great season, in my opinion. He's been, I think, at times the glue holding the midfield together, getting interceptions, winning the ball back. And Lopez, well, he's a talented young player. We've seen Pedri and Gavi in these situations before, where they've risen to the occasion and they've had great matches. I can remember when we won the Supercopa de España. I believe Gavi scored in that game, and it's
Yeah,
we
he
have
did.
these young players. Like I said, showing up when it matters and in big occasions. I can't think of a bigger game, a bigger club match, right, than on a Clasico between Barca and Madrid. It's a timeless match. So much pressure, obviously quality all around, and I think they're capable of doing it. Hopefully, he does that tomorrow.
Okay.
Uh, and lastly, Joao Felix, I think he's been phenomenal for us since he signed. I
He's
know
been
he's
really
still
good. He's
I
been
know
good.
he's still down a little bit in the last couple of games, but I mean, you're not gonna score or assist every game either. You know, it's not
Yeah.
realistic. But I think he brings a lot of quality to the attack. Certainly he brings the pace. Um, the finishing, I would say as well. He's a good finisher and a great dribbler, and someone who I think can link up very well with anyone up top, whether it be a midfielder or whether it be Pedri, De Jong, Gabi, Gundogan, you name it. He can link up well with them, and you know the shark himself, Ferran Torres. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, look, all memes aside, I think he's had a great season so far. He certainly scored. I mean, he's gotten a goal like in,
And yeah, he's
in the
basically
he's
scored like
gotten
every
a goal
single
like
time.
every single match I watch, he scores for some
Yeah,
reason, or it feels
yeah.
like that.
And on top of that,
Um,
like, he has scored against Real Madrid. He has scored a couple
yeah,
goals against Real
he's a
Madrid.
player that's not scared of I mean, you're not gonna not be nervous, right? But
Yeah.
he's at least someone who's broken the ice in that sense. Who's who's at least used to being in this situation and scoring. And like I said, as much fun we made of him before, I think he's been great this season, and you can't take that away. He's certainly been scoring, and who knows, this might be the start of a good era for him. We'll see
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay, Alex, but this is like the first option that Xavi has. This is like the predicted lineup. And I've seen like tons of lineup being spread around in social
No, I,
media.
I I wouldn't change this personally. Me
You,
speaking,
you you wouldn't change it. This would be your starting
oh
lineup
yeah,
before the game.
yeah.
Okay, because this is another option that I was going to show right here. You have a Joao Felix, you have Ferran Torres up top, and then you have basically like a four-man midfield
Well, yeah, but
of Gavi, Gundogan, Fermin, Cancelo, and you,
that's. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's
yeah.
basically how the team plays out anyway. Um,
No, see. The difference is that you would be dropping
right, right, right.
And then you would be bringing in Inigo, because the reason is that you want to be playing Araujo, you want to be matching him
To
up against
counter
Vinny.
Vinny, right?
Yeah, because this is one of the dilemmas that Xavi actually has. Who are you going to be playing in that right back spot? Because we did see against Athletic Club that Cancelo, when he goes up, he is exposed on that right hand
Yeah.
side, and at times Nico Williams, he did get behind Cancelo, and if it was for better finishing, Athletic
Yeah,
Club,
it
they
would have been
basically,
a different story
yeah, it would have
for
been a
sure.
different story. And so who is going to be playing in that right back spot? I definitely think that Cancelo is going to be playing in this game. Just we have to see if he's going to be playing as a right back or basically a little bit more advanced. And so I ask you, does this lineup look a little bit better when you put in Inigo, who did play well against the third club, who played against Shakhtar? Would you play him in this game as well? Or, for example, would you have Romeo, that glue in the midfield, and a player
Yeah.
who has performed in the
Mhm.
most recent El Clasico?
I feel like,
And
yeah, I just put Romeo in there. And the reason why I tell you this is because yes, I understand, maybe a little extra defensive coverage, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it won't matter as much if we can actually hold the ball in the midfield. If we, obviously, Vinny is gonna get the ball and he's gonna attack and he's gonna be very direct as he always is. But if Cancelo can just be a little more disciplined and at least try to not give him the wing, or at least make it difficult for him, because Cancelo's not a slow player either. Obviously, he's not the best defensively, and the reason he's so good is because of what he brings going forward. Right, he's a great passer, very good dribbler.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, that doesn't mean he's not gonna be able to play good defense against Vinny. I just think he's gotta actually, try to be a little more disciplined with going up and not trying to do that every play. But the reason I will put Romeo over Inigo is because I think the value that Romeo is gonna bring to the midfield, and mind you, this isn't the same Madrid midfield from a season or two ago. Not
no,
to say anything about Cruz or Modric. We know they're phenomenal players, but this is different. They have a lot more talent now. They have Tremeni, they have Bellingham, they have Camavinga. This is a
yeah,
reinforced midfield. This is no joke.
yeah.
Um,
Real Madrid, they're going to be going into this game with a four-man midfield.
for sure.
The lineup that's being reported is Vinny, Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, and in the midfield you have Cruz, Chouameni, and Valverde. And so you basically have a four-man midfield of Bellingham, Cruz, Chouameni, and Valverde. That's a very difficult midfield. And so I think that Xavi is going to go with a four-man midfield just to combat them, basically match them, because another option that Xavi has is he basically lines up a midfield of Gavi, Gundogan, and Fermin Lopez. And then you basically have a front line of Ferran Torres, Joao Felix, and
No,
Lamine
no, no.
Yamal. I
I'm good.
think that's a very offensive line of which I
But
don't think that Xavi should
what
be
I
going
would
towards.
say, the only thing that I would say that we gotta consider is maybe second half you bring in Yamal because
Okay.
uh maybe for Furman, maybe for Fermin Lopez you bring him in and then you change it around a little bit to where you have a 4-3-3, but there's still like someone always drops to the midfield, like say maybe Yamal, or I mean Yamal's not that good defensively, but say maybe you tactically do a 4-3-3 once you make that change, and then Ferran comes in as a cam, maybe to add an extra man to him. If I don't know, but I do think Yamal will be getting minutes, especially because I feel like tomorrow is not going to be an easy game for us. We've had easy Clásicos before, right? We've had the 4-0 last season,
Yeah.
the Eurocopa, the Supercopa one. So we've definitely had our fair share of dominating performances. But considering the form that Madrid is in, and considering the injuries that we have,
Mm,
and that's not saying that Madrid's in great form, but I just think they're in slightly better form than us.
no. And their key player is going to be Jude Bellingham. I
Oh
believe
yeah,
that
I mean he's been
yeah,
their key player.
he's been their key player. Barcelona's going to have to keep an eye on him. And
Gabi
if
Gabi better
Orban
tear Gabi better destroy his ACL.
and,
That's what I'm gonna say.
and you know what's funny is that I think that actually Romeo is going to be the one, if he does play, tasked on marking Jude Bellingham. And we did see Romeo get beat for pace last game. So hopefully he isn't as exposed defensively. We do have to
Well,
keep
but
in mind
Jude
those runs
Bellingham
into the
isn't
box.
that quick. He's quick, but he's not that quick.
No, I do understand, but for example, Jude Bellingham dropping in deep and then using like the wings, and the pace of Rodrigo
Mm,
or
Vini.
Vinny, we do have to keep that in mind, and and be very good defensively because we don't want to be hit on the counter. But another topic that I wanted to bring up, another like angle to this whole Barcelona versus Real Madrid thing, is that Florentino Perez is not going to be at the match, due to some words from, I believe, Rafa Campos or Kempes. I forgot the name, but he basically said that Vinny Jr. He basically dives, and he's doing like a show and everything, and so he's not going to be on the pitch. And on top of that, due to Real Madrid's issue with the referee who ref the Real Madrid versus Sevilla game, Gil Manzano is actually going to be refereeing this match. And when you look at Barcelona and Real Madrid's win rate, Barcelona have won 57% of the matches that Gil Manzano has refed in, and Real Madrid have won 81%. That's a huge, huge difference. And when you look at the players that Gil Manzano has basically sent off, he sent off Messi, he sent off Suarez, he sent off Lewandowski last season, and he sent off Neymar. And so these are all big players. And one focal point that we're going to be having is on Gil Manzano, because we do know that Real Madrid, they get favors called for them. And so hopefully we do see a what's it called, a fair game. But Alex, I want to know your thoughts, like on how you're feeling on Hummels on the ref in the game.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I know it's important, but I don't really care. I think, nowadays, even if the refereeing is biased, it can only be so biased, right? We're not going to see some of the crazy stuff we've seen in the past. I know you're going to go after me. Oh, but Liverpool and Spurs. This is what I'm hearing. It doesn't matter. Mistakes like that never really happen. Um, Very rarely do they happen like that. And plus, the premise is a different story. But I don't even know why I brought it up. But just thinking about bad decisions and what the referee can do. Honestly, I honestly don't think it'll be an issue. I just think the one thing we can control. I mean, we know, but from the point of view of the team, the only thing you can control is your performance and how you play. So, with that being said, yeah, I get the referee is against you, we could say, but that doesn't really
Okay.
matter. Just play the game. If you're gonna score, you're gonna score. Like, and I know it's simpler, and I know it's harder than it seems, but it's really that simple. Like, just just play well, man. Just go out there and actually compete. Because yeah, maybe he gets a couple falls wrong, but if you're losing 4-0, you're losing 4-0. You know?
I mean, that's true, but hopefully we don't see Hilman
No, of
like
course,
affect the
no,
game
and
in
this
big
isn't
portions.
me, saying it's not an important factor. It definitely is. I just think Barca can do more harm to themselves than the actual referee can.
I mean, you're right there. But Alex, just final thoughts closing. How do you think the game's gonna go, and what's the scoreline?
I'm gonna go with a crisp 2-2.
2-2. Oh, okay, okay.
And listen, what I want is a win. I don't care if it's 1-0, 90 plus. I don't care. You guys know me. A win is a win. But what do I think is gonna happen? I think we're gonna tie, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Even if we're at home, if we had everyone else, I'd be like, yeah, we gotta win. But it's a
Mm,
different circumstance, and you have all these. This is what I was saying. I was talking to my buddy the other day. He's also a Barca fan, and he was telling me, "Well, yeah, Madrid have a lot of good transfers." And I say, "But we have the better talents at the end of the day. Like Madrid may do more business than us, and they may be smarter about it, but we definitely have the talent for it. We have the homegrown players. Just look at the squad right now.
yeah.
You got
The,
Pedri, Gavi, Lopez, Yamal,
the Balde.
Balde.
Yeah.
What's his name? The other
Margu.
one. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
We,
you
we
have
we have
all this
talent on the
talent.
squad. Young talent.
And listen, the fact that they're so young, I know it's obviously intimidating for them and for us as fans because we're like, damn, it's just a kid. Like, I mean, if I was there, I wouldn't know what to do. Not that I'm
Yeah.
anywhere near that level, but yeah, it's definitely intimidating. But I think this is the times where you again rise up to the occasion and perform. And I think this team is capable of doing that. Um, we'll just have to see. The only thing I can tell you with certainty, Tottenham is winning the Premier League.
Tottenham is winning the Premier League.
Who's in first place? Look,
Uh
5 points clear.
look at that. Ange
5 points
Ball
clear.
Ange Ball is cooking.
Yeah,
But
they just need a Kane to leave.
yeah, bro, do you know how angry Kane is right
And now,
now?
and Bayern might not even win the Bundesliga.
Exactly. Bayern might not even win the Bundesliga because they're not first whatsoever. Bayer Leverkusen are doing business right there in the Bayern's Liga, but
Xavi
I
Alonso.
yeah, but I highly doubt that they are going to win the Bayern's Liga. But guys, I'm actually going with the same score prediction as Alex. I'm going for a draw. I'm going for a 2-2. If Barcelona's key players were fit for this match, I would be leaning towards Barcelona to win it. But unfortunately, most of them are injured. Rafinha and Lewandowski, they seem to be ready to be in the squad. If Lewandowski does play, he's most likely going to play on pain injections. But you do want to have that number 9 presence in the squad. But if we don't even know what Xavi's going to do, then that makes the task for Carlo Ancelotti even more difficult to plan out and basically figure out what Xavi is going to do. But guys, that was it for our match preview. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts on the match. How do you guys think the match is going to go? Who do you think is going to score, and who do you think is going to be the winner? But as always, guys, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms down below. And as always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the